welcome to Invention's brand new season. Today we have a less than brand new guest, Sir Reginald Bo-Hey No. Certainly with this decidedly less than fresh start to this season, I nonetheless find it interesting that he seems to have tapped into a cultural zeitgeist with his latest invention. As published in the official journal of the Human Behavior and Evolution Society, researchers in Australia have shown that women prefer men with stubble over clean-shaven men. These findings confirm that beardedness affects judgments of male socio-sexual behavior and suggests that men with some stubble are more attractive than men without stubble, whereas men with beards are perceived as better fathers and can invest in offspring. Well, there certainly is a cutting-edge scientific study. I may have to leave off shaving for a week or two.
Yes, well, perhaps with all the heavy bearding involved, this isn't cutting edge after all, what with all the unrestricted hair growth, Brian, but rather it's a growing interest, if you will, in the sexuality of hair grooming, and the Australians know a thing or two down under, I'll tell you that. And to that end, I've created my most exciting invention to date.
Well, I am curious how you've taken hair grooming into the next phase. Now, given your own hair, is chaos theory involved?
No, but it was inspired by my cookie duster, as I call it, which has created quite a bit of pleasurable chaos in the past, Brian. Now, Brian, I have invented an ever-expanding line of genital mustaches.
Genital mustaches?
Yes.
Why?
Yes. Well, because, Brian, the genital mustaches introduce a whimsical sexual variety, if you will, into the bedroom, motel, or public park if you want to get arrested. They're called for the pleasure of Lady Poon's Genital Mustache Collection in honor of my wife, who actually served as the test subject.
Well, I'd imagine she's not entirely happy being at the receiving end of your mustache.
Well, she was sore about it for about a month, but in a good way.
Oh, God, all right. I'll play along.
Well, that's the spirit. All right, Brian, shake off that repressed sexuality of yours.
I am not repressed.
Well, good for you, Brian. Good for you.
Would you let go of my hand, please?
Oh, yes, of course. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
So, dare I ask, how does one apply this new invention?
What part do you need help with? Think of me again as your sponsor, a repression sponsor, if you will, to help you get through this.
No, your stupid stash, your stupid genital mustache. How does it work?
Well, the way Lady Poon does it, it works pretty darn fast.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yes, no, but, do you, bend it into shape?
That should happen, yes.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
Does it go on or in?
Look,
this
Brian,
device?
if you haven't got that part down yet, you're very far away from a mustache entering into it.
I'm talking about the mustaches you've created. How do they work,
Oh, the
sir?
ones, I see, yes. Well, imagine how unrecognizable your old Dodger would look with this Bat Masterson rustic mustache. Going for a ride in the Old West. Yes, or perhaps the old hello from the authoritative Bobby stash, and of course we've got this, the Casanova, I'll say no more, and I call this one the Bruiser for the rough stuff.
So it seems like each mustache has its own name.
Yes, each one has its own sort of name. We do have this one here, it's called the Villain, you see, the 8th grade bully, of course, the Prospector, digging for treasure. It's perfect for all sorts of role play, disguises, and coxplay.
The term is cosplay.
I believe it is, but that has no bearing on my invention. No, imagine this simple adhesive mustache placed above, or in some cases below, your womb ferret. It can make a whole new experience for both of you.
You just said womb ferret.
Yes.
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 Things get stale in the bedroom, you know.
I don't.
Well, after 15, 20 years, or minutes, things can get a little droopy in the love life department. And the mere act of implementing a genital disguise lets her know that you want to keep sex fresh and prickly.
So you're saying it's like a brand new man unit has just walked into the bedroom?
Yes, precisely, Brian.
But I would want my wife to feel like it was my unit and not someone else's she was with.
Well, that's the beauty of it. I mean, let's face it. No one else is going to want to fuck her.
What?
Yeah.
Sir,
No. I mean,
I will punch you.
What I mean is, it's your unit, Brian. You know, all yours and only yours. Incognito. TM.
Went a long way around the park for that?
Yes. What a beautiful ride.
Yes.
And speaking of a beautiful ride, mustaches. Like this one. This one's the swashbuckler, the frowny bear, or the plumber. You know, lets her know how the waterworks are doing. Lets her know that you want to keep it fresh, fuzzy, often mysterious for slinky interludes. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes of your sexual doldrums, your mustachioed penis can be as a hirsute, manicured thrust monument, framing the way to hairy, happy times.
What the hell is wrong with you?
They say it's my brain.
Yes, well, I would second that diagnosis as soon as there's evidence of a brain.
I haven't got long to live, Brian.
What?
Well, I mean in geologic scale, of course. Just a blip. Practically dead. Have fun while it lasts. And that's precisely why I made my latest invention all about making sex more fun and fresh for married couples.
And so you've invented this...
Genital mustache.
The genital mustache.
Yeah.
I see.
Do you? Oh, good lord. It left the barn door open here, but the stallion sporting a dapper dandy hasn't bolted.
No, I meant I see figuratively.
I meant literally.
I see there's a lot of mustaches in your collection, Sir Reginald. I see you've been getting busy in the lab.
Yes, and I told Lady Poon to turn off the webcams when they're there, in the lab, but she likes to upload them.
Not the busy I was referring to. I meant your line of crotch muzzies.
Yes. Well, let me use this for demonstration purposes. Now, say your customer comes in. He comes in to try a variety of mustaches on using this glory board. You see? Now, imagine a nice dinner, flirting, foreplay, and then voila! Now, you see, I'm a customer. We try to keep the stores warm. Yeah. Now watch this. Look, a visit from the friendly barber. There we are. Or some handcuffs. This one, the lay down the law with the sheriff, complete with the optional Deputy Sanchez. Actually, good upsell. And of course, this one, the ironically long visit from old Quick Draw, and one of Lady Poon's favorites. We call this one the Makeout Bandit.
Yes,
Actually, I think two go in there.
So are these expensive?
Well, the per unit cost is quite low. It's £6 each.
Per unit?
Yes, right around there.
Around 6?
Yes, no complaints. I've had none.
And indeed, and how do they attach these?
Well, it's an adhesive. It's very strong, of course, and after it's been pounded on for at least hour, half an hour, it's really stuck on there.
Yeah, so it's hard to pull off.
It takes some work to pull it off, Brian, and then you still need to take this mustache off as well.
Yes, I see. And so what else do you have on the old glory board?
Oh, well, I have a family fantasy, a bit of the grey with old grandpa. Hello. Or this one, frisky fun with the chaplain. Yeah, for some frisky fun, beating the old stick, or in some cases the choir boy.
In case you missed it.
The chaplain.
Thank you. Go on.
This is the Tom Selleck, lush, musky, manly, magnum-sized mustache that frankly makes it hard to find sometimes, you can see in there. And this is more in our fine womb room collection. We have the Stern General, the Hero, and of course the Hollywood. We have some more here. We've got the Square right here, the Hollywood Square. If you like the Paul Lynde Memorial Stash, if you like Men in the Center Square.
No, hang on. I I don't think Pauline actually had a moustache.
Well, not one you could see. And then this one, of course, we have the weasel, the oil man, the hot oil man. It's got something in it. This one is the professor, the crybaby, of course, the push broom, if she's a bit dusty down there, the neighborino, the rich uncle, and the El Bandido, I think we have. Oh, yes. Here's the El Bandido for going south of the border. Ay, 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 ay! And then this is the Randy Barker, and this, of course, is the Ronnie Barker. Ahab the Arab, and this is Charlie, take it on the chin, cell block bitch.
Sorry, cell block bitch?
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's cell block butch. But speaking of bitches, if you're bored with her plumbing, try this, the Vag Goatee.
So I suppose that's what one could call her muff-stache.
In case you missed it.
Moustache.
Take a look. Now, we have his and her Velcro mutton chops to reproduce that bond that you made years ago. You'll be like two dogs in heat, locked in an awkward embrace, sometimes for hours. So I wouldn't use it after a heavy meal. The bloom goes off the rose if she's forced to evacuate on your mutton chops.
In a show full of disturbing visual images, I think you've just topped yourself, Sir Reginald.
Thank you.
Well, I'm afraid that's all we have time for here on Invention. What have you got in store for us next week?
Oh, next week? I've patented the idea of patent pending. Now, it's a recursive patent. Unfortunately, I can't tell you about it, as it is patent pending.
Well, we'll look forward to not talking about that next week with you. Thank you, and good night.
Now, here's a prototype I wanted to give to you and Cynthia. It'll help with that whole repression problem that you've got. I call it the Geppetto. Just lie to your wife and watch it grow longer.
I told you I'm not repressed.
You old Pinocchio, you.